Welcome to Spotlight by My Coaching Tree, where we interview people who are making a real difference to support the coaching profession. I'm D.W. Rutledge, and after a championship career in the greatest job in the world as a college and high school football coach, I chose to help other coaches with their careers. In this episode, we're putting the spotlight on the Texas A&M Thornton-McFerrin Coaching Academy. They're filling a critical need for the coaching industry by accelerating the professional development of new coaches. Dr. Michael Thornton is the director of the academy, and we're lucky to have him in the studio today. Your host today is my business partner, Philip Engel. Philip, take it away.
Thanks, Coach Rutledge. In this episode, we're putting the spotlight on the Texas A&M Thornton-McFerrin Coaching Academy. My guests today are Dr. Michael Thornton, who's the director of the Coaching Academy, Tyler Foster, who is a graduate of the Coaching Academy and a mentee in the Texas High School Coach Association ROC program, and Marty Criswell, who's a mentor in the Texas High School Coach Association ROC program. Tyler, I'd like to start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about why you entered the Coaching Academy in the first place?
Absolutely. So I've wanted to be a coach all my life from when I was very young, helping parents coach my brothers and sisters' Little League baseball teams and football teams. So it's just kind of, we're not a coaching family. I'm the first. And so I knew coaching was the direction I was going to go. Once I got to A&M and got going, really getting into that junior year, that's when I found out about the Coaching Academy. And really, the way I found it is I had another buddy that was in the Coaching Academy at that point. So he said, hey, we're doing this. It's a coach program. They talk to us. They give us insight into the coaching world and everything else. It's just more that, I didn't know. And me being young, I was like, yeah, I want to know more, and so went to meetings and stuff like that and got to know Coach Thornton a little bit and, just got around the program and started listening and hearing the advice that was given the entire time, from different mentors of that time. It was invaluable for me as a college student, knowing that's where I want to go. And I was able to use a lot of that I was learning then while I was in college, because as a junior and senior, I was a coach at a private school there. So I was basically a full-time college student and a full-time coach doing football, baseball, basketball, powerlifting, strength and conditioning. So I was able to use those applications right then in my real world, and I got to make my references in my head of this is what I want to do. Ooh, I don't like this. I do like this. I remember what I was learning from there. I can use this now, and so I was able to implement those practices early and often. And it's really helped develop me into where I'm at now.
Is there one thing in particular that stands out in your mind that you can point to as a benefit for being a part of either the ROC Mentor program or going through the Coaching Academy?
It's being around like-minded people. You never want to be the smartest person in the room. And it's something I've always been told is if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to find a different room. So just being around other people that coach, that have knowledge or have different opinions or thoughts, you can start to formulate different ways to think about stuff. And I think that's valuable when it comes to the coaching world is it's not a straight line or black and white. Like there's many different ways you can work around situations. And so just being around like-minded people like that really has helped shape a lot of things.
Cool. Speaking of the smartest person in the room, Coach Criswell, can you tell us a little bit about the reasons you became a mentor and maybe what you've gotten out of the mentor program?
Well, first of all, I just believe so much in the value of athletics. I mean, you look at our country right now and how divided we are in so many different camps, and athletics is a place where people come together, all kinds of different backgrounds, despite political differences, economic differences, racial differences, whatever. But when you get people together on all part of the same team and everybody's working together, pulling together, I mean, we desperately need that in our country. It's going to make our country a better place, or the people that are doing this are going to be more able to be successful in the future. And I just believe so much in the value of athletics, and we don't get that anywhere else. And most of the mentors in the program, I would say all the mentors in the program, have a lot more experience and a lot more coaching behind them than they do in front of them. And we need great quality leaders in the pipeline that will step up and will do this for years and make a difference in the lives of these kids.
Yeah. Is there Is there a particular topic or area that stands out to you that seems to be more prevalent than others with the mentees that you've worked with?
Well, I think what I see is there's so many demands on the mentees as far as their teaching responsibilities, their coaching responsibilities. There's so much criticism in the social media and those things. Mostly to me, it's encouragement that you can do this. Hang in there. It's worth it. It will, you will have benefits for the rest of your life that maybe won't show up necessarily in a paycheck, but at the end of a career, and you look back, the difference that you've made, that is something that's of incredible value.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we know in our roles with my coaching tree, with all the frustration that a lot of these coaches deal with right now, just overall, it's impacting the career numbers for coaches in the state. That encouragement is so vital, and letting these coaches know just how much of an impact they have on society. Mike, can you share with us a little bit about your vision for the Coaching Academy and where you're heading, what some of your ultimate goals are down the road that we want to accomplish with the Coaching Academy?
Coach, it's interesting. You said encouragement, and Tyler kind of hinted this as well. But I think from the Coaching Academy perspective, is we want to provide the encouragement, but we also want to provide some tools and resources to support the encouragement that we provide. Right. So it's not just about are we encouraging our coaches, but how are we also giving them access to resources and opportunities and experiences and relationships that can get them moving down that path. Right. So the Coaching Academy, one of the things we'd really try to focus on is how we prepare, we promote, and how we support the coaching profession. No, we started as an A&M product. That's what, but it's a statewide initiative. We need coaches across the state. We need other institutions. We need other ancillary programs that, or whether it's coaching organizations or other folks that have an interest in developing youth. We need them to get involved, and let's start growing our coaching profession from the grassroots. So one of our programs that we involved in is called Future Coaches of Texas, where we specifically try to identify high school students that have an interest in the coaching profession. We provide coaching seminars. We provide curriculum for those programs. In May of 26, we're going to host our first high school coaching convention, where we're going to invite high school kids to come and be a part of something like we're doing here, where it's about high school kids. It's about coaching and give them guidance and leadership, that this is a profession that matters. And Coach Criswell, you mentioned this and you kind of knocked on this, but what a unique platform. If we're going to impact and add value to people's lives, there's not another platform that allows you to do that like the coaching profession does.
Definitely. Tyler, in your involvement with the Coaching Academy and the role you have now as a high school coach, what opportunities do you see for the future coaches of a Texas program out there? Do you see opportunities to recruit that? Do you work with them at all now? Or
I do think there's recruitable opportunities there. I know that as a new coach coming in, going through something like what the McFerrin Coaching Academy is doing, that they're going to have more knowledge coming out than they would if they didn't have a program like that. They're going to have a better understanding. No, it's not going to be, you're not going to have your CDL maybe right off the bat. You're not going to have your teaching certification, but you're going to understand we're here to treat kids, how we're going to treat kids, and how we're going to run that program. And so to me, that's going to be an invaluable asset to have, because you're not starting at ground zero with a lot of new coaches, like they are right now, with the rock program and stuff like that. Like, we're getting extra knowledge on top of what we already have. Those first 5-year coaches, we have knowledge, like we understand where we're at, but the pouring in from the mentors and stuff, that's invaluable. That's what we need now with our brand new coaches coming out, is that invaluable opportunity that they have starting out. That's huge to have, just for them and their coaching profession, and then as coaches hiring them, I know I'm going to get a good coach or somebody that understands more coming in that's going to benefit our program even more from the beginning.
Yeah. Mike, is there a particular set of characteristics that you look for someone that you think that would be a good potential coach? Who's a good candidate for the coaching academy and the future coaches of Texas?
That's a great question, Phil. When you say a particular set of characteristics, it's an interesting thing. I would say relationship building is a key component of what we do in the coaching profession, right? Whether it's coach to coach, it's coach to other coaches, coach to assistant coaches, coach to your teaching staff. I even talk about in my class, like, how am I relating to the cafeteria staff? How am I treating my custodial staff? How am I treating the people who really can't give me anything, but how am I treating those people? When I'm around students and I see them treat people that way, to me, that's a great candidate. People that have a service-oriented heart, I think, are great candidates for coaching. But they also need the support and the encouragement and the tools and resources to help them grow what that service mind means. And how do we approach that? Coach Criswell can speak to this much better than I can, and probably even Tyler as well, because I'm not necessarily in the coaching world. It's not my paycheck doesn't come from coaching a team. I do some of that, but as coaches, the road's pretty easy when you're winning a bunch of games and you've won your district. You just come off a state championship run. I think for us, the challenge is getting our coaches to buy into the impact and value you add, no matter the season, no matter the wins, no matter the losses. The relationships that you build matter. It's the long-lasting impact. And don't get me wrong, I'd love to win. I'm a big fan of winning, but I'd much rather have my successes be acknowledged by the people's lives that I've impacted. And so when you think at it from what we're looking for in the coaching academy, they don't come to us for that. But when they come to us, we want them to come to us and understand that once they leave, it's about what are they doing to impact and add value to people's lives.
Yeah.
Right. And that, from engineering majors to history majors to kinesiology majors, it doesn't matter. What's the influence that you're going to have on other people?
Yeah. Marty, you've been in this industry for a long time, and I know that even in retirement, you still do a lot of work outside of the mentor program to work with junior high coaches. I know is a sweet spot for you. Can you think of characteristics that define most successful coaches?
Well, the first thing I would say, and again, this is a shout out to the Coaching Academy and also the Rock program, is, to me, great coaching is fixing things before it breaks. We want to get these kids, these young coaches, they're going to encounter all kinds of situations that they've never dealt with before. But the kind of input or the kind of prompts that we get from the Coaching Academy, the things that we get, and the mentoring Rock program deals with a lot of those issues that before they ever have to deal with it, on their job. And so if we can give them some perspective and help them to anticipate how to deal with those kinds of situations before it happens, instead, and they can be successful with it instead of, I wish I had handled that differently, and those of us that have been around the block many times have encountered most all those situations. But I think the prompts and the discussion questions and the issues that we deal with, I think are just invaluable. And so these people are all come highly recommended. So, we're dealing with people with tremendous potential, just like this young man here.
Yeah. Mark of a good leader. So, Mike, is there anything you want our viewers to know? If there's one takeaway about the Coaching Academy, what would it be, and how can they get involved?
Yeah, so I would say, starting with the getting involved component, if you're involved in a school system and you have any students that are interested, that you think may have an interest in the coaching world, and we include in that athletic trainers, right? I think that the athletic trainers are a critical component of that coaching world, right? If you've got someone that you may have an interest in the coaching profession, check out our website, coachingacademy.tamu.edu, and it has information on there about what we do at the university, but also what we do with our Future Coaches of Texas program. I can just say that program's in my opinion, we're going to see a national level program within 3 to 5 years, because it's such a benefit to what's happening. In our, as Marty, what you said, that the fact that we're going to be teaching not just athletics and sports, we're going to be teaching character and leadership and how you can grow yourself before you grow others. I mean, all those are key components, right? And just know that the Academy is a resource, and we want to be there for those that are have an intention of helping. What's the motto? Helping coaches help kids. That's what we want to do.
Yeah, great. All right. Well, I want to thank our guest for being on this episode today and sharing some of their information and wisdom with all of us. I need to give a shout out to our sponsor, Lockers MFG, for helping us with our studio here at Texas High School Coach Association Convention in San Antonio. Have a great day.
This has been Spotlight by My Coaching Tree. Thank you, Coach Rutledge, for selecting another great guest. We want to acknowledge Lockers, MFG, and Light Helmets for their support. If you're a coach or a sports professional, download the My Coaching Tree app from the App Store. It's free and will help you build your professional network, give you access to professional development courses and media from people you trust. And when you're ready, we'll help you find your next great job.
It's like having a coaching clinic in your pocket.